Hi everyone, my name is Manny and welcome to Lathe and Laser. Today we're going to make a very special gift on an acacia wood cutting board. As you can see, this one has a avocado shape. So we're going to put a guacamole recipe. We're going to laser engrave a guacamole recipe on this cutting board. This is another profitable project. You can sell this in any marketplace or a farmer's market or any channel you want, really. But it's also good for gifts. Christmas is coming, so this will be great for a kitchen or a decorative item anywhere in your house. So I'm going to walk you through the steps on how to do this on a high level. I'm not going to get into the details on how to use the software. I will only show you what I do with the software to uh, make this happen. So let's get to it. I strongly recommend you go to ChatGPT and just ask for a simple recipe. So the prompt should be, give me a simple guacamole recipe. And as you can see, it's giving you all, it's a very simple ingredients and instructions. So what I will do is highlight this right here, and then I'll go to Canva. Canva is another very good software. And I will open just you see right here, it says whiteboard. That's just a blank page. And I will click on text. So that just opens up the menu. And then you should click on add a text box. Obviously you want it to make it bigger. So you click on the size right up here. You see my mouse. And you erase all this. And I will paste the ingredients. A little big right now, so I will make it smaller so I can see everything. It says little dots. I will take those out. Just delete the dots and the numbers. So you have your ingredients, and what I will do is make the ingredient letters bold and instructions as well. Now, here's something else that you could do. You want to make it look better. Since we're engraving on a board, you want to make it as square as possible. I think that's pretty good. Or maybe I'll make it more rectangular. You got to take in consideration the size of the board as well. But you can also go in here and change the font. So you can try different things like this font. And actually I didn't do it all, so I will just highlight all of it. You could do this type of font, but you want a font that is fitting to what you're doing, right? So I think this is a pretty good one. Make it a little bigger because you're going to change the size of the square when it comes to the laser engraving software. I think that's a pretty good um, font. So I will just maybe, no, I can't change this one. See if I can make it a little bit more decorated. We'll separate these two. There we go. And that looks great. Okay, now that we have the recipe, we're going to download it. And it's downloading. And we're going to open in our folders.
And this is the way it looks. Move it over here. So now what you want to do is crop it. You see all of these white space on the left and right. You want to eliminate or crop all that dead space so the laser doesn't read it. So the laser will only read the square. So I'm gonna go to edit, and as you can see, I got the cropping function. We're going to crop it as much as possible. We're gonna save it. And now it should open as so. So I'm going to move it to the file I'm working with. At this point, we got the good recipe. So now we're going to open the laser engraving software, which is Lightburn. Here we are. So we're going to go ahead. There's a new version of the software. I'm not going to download it right now, but I'm going to go ahead and put it in the software. And as you can see, we're going to make it smaller. Now, the way the software works, if you see the grid table or the grid square, this is just a space to put your design on, and you got to play with the size. Sometimes this size right here may be too big, so it's really good to take in consideration the size of each square, but that will be another topic. For now, I'm just going to show you how to frame it and to engrave it.
Okay, so here we are. We are using the Creality Falcon 2 22 watt diode laser. This is a very, very good laser. In the past, I used a X tool, but they discontinued that laser, and it's pretty much the same setup, with the exception that this is a 22 watt module. I had a 10 watt module, but the 22 watt module works a lot better. So here's the board, and if you're going to do this as a small business, please make sure you get one of these grid boards. It will definitely help you with the alignment. And this is kind of a strange board. It's hard to align it with the square line. So the best you can do is make sure that the circle is right over the square evenly, and also these lines, I would say the right side and left side are almost or align with this line as much as possible. Otherwise, your recipe is going to be crooked. So I think that's the best way to align this type of board. Okay, now that we have the board aligned, we're going to move to the software. Pretty simple setup, cheap laptop, and you can use a TV or a regular monitor to look at the software by itself. So what we're going to do is pretty simple. Here's the design. We're going to move it to the software and see what it looks like. Okay, so as I mentioned before, it looks very big right now in comparison to the board. So we're going to make it smaller, and then we're going to frame it on the board. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and turn the laser on. And it's going to the bottom left corner. That's called home. And we're going to just go ahead and place it in just a general direction to see where the laser is. Before I get started, the Creality Falcon 2 brings this little device. So this is to help you measure the distance between the board and the laser. So I usually use this right here. I use the 6 millimeter distance. It gives you just a better engraving. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring it down. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. And there you go. So now we're gonna turn the laser back on and start framing it. Going back on. I'm gonna bring it back up. I'm gonna put it right here because I think that's where it's going to be. So let's check out how we're going to do this. To frame your design on the board, you gotta go here and click on frame. Before you do that, we gotta make sure that your device is on. So on the user selection, Origin, Com4, and Falcon 2. So that's on. So let's just click on frame. So as you can see, it's very small. So let's make it bigger. We're going to go ahead and make it a little bigger. That's good. And now we're going to frame again. And you're going to continue this process until you're happy with the alignment and the size of the picture. It is also important to note that the Creality Falcon 2 has these buttons if you want to make small adjustments to your frame. You go right or left, up and down just by clicking on this button. So I think at this point I'm very happy with the alignment of the design. Pretty center. And now we're going to work on our settings for the actual engraving. So what you're looking at here is your, I would say, dashboard, and there's several settings you gotta think about. So if you click on cuts, this is cuts and layers. You go up here, and this is your actual image, and double click on that, and it will give you your laser engraver, whichever engraver you're using, your max power and your speed. I usually put my power at 85 because this laser engraver is extremely powerful and you don't want to start a fire. For speed, you can go all the way up to 100 or more. That's really, really fast. So I think I'll go to maybe 7,500. And you will discover your preferences once you play with your laser and the software. There's really no right way to do this. There is a wrong way to do it, but there's never a right way to do it. It all depends on what you like. You also have different types of image modes. I prefer Stuki. This is pretty solid, and this is what the lines will look like. So it all depends on what you're doing on the laser, and again, you have to experiment with this. Now that we have our settings ready, now we're going to go ahead and click start, and that's when your laser engraving process starts. Okay, now that we completed the laser engraving process, what I like to do is put some cutting board oil, just a light touch, kind of to seal the wood. Oh, and by the way, I will make videos on how to make these little salsa bowls and these candles, if you're wondering what these are. Another profitable project, but that's for another time. Um, this is a Howard cutting board oil. It's food safe, food grade mineral oil enriched with the vitamin E. It's pretty good. It doesn't smell, it doesn't taste, and there's no color. It's just straight food safe oil. So what I like to do is just put just a little bit, and I'll use this brush to spread it out, and it just gives it more color. It brings out the color of the wood. It's very light, and it's starting to look better already. There we are. You might want to wipe it down to take the excess, but this is what it looks like after everything is completed. And this is the final product. You can sell these for 20 between 20 and $25. The initial investment was $6 on the board, and it's very profitable. People love these, but it doesn't have to be this board. It could be a different board and a different recipe. You can engrave your family recipe, maybe 100, 200-year-old family recipe, and it could be used for gifts as well. Christmas is coming, so make your family a gift. So this is a really, really nice gift and profitable item that you can sell. If you enjoy this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel to support the channel. We will continue to make this type of cutting boards, and we're also going to continue to turn wood and a combination of both. So again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.